effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Oil and natural gas help provide the things our counties and communities need. Taxes paid by the oil and natural gas industry fund schools, roads, and flood protection across North Dakota. That means we can run our farms and businesses and educate leaders for our future. It's one of the many ways oil and natural gas are making life better in North Dakota for generations. North Dakota's oil and natural gas, advancing the possibilities.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. It's 105 right now, 63 degrees outside Fargo. A little bit of light rain passing through the city, and we'll see a few of these scattered showers lingering throughout the day. I'll give you more details on that forecast coming up here in just a moment. But again, thanks for tuning in to Weather and Ag in Focus. If you want to be on the program today, give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. Or you can always hit us up in the email inboxes. That's weather@flagfamily.com or ag@flagfamily.com. You can also utilize our live chat boxes on Facebook and YouTube Live, and you can also see us streamed live on Acres TV. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm. Dean still AFK somewhere in between Fargo, Minneapolis. I think he was passing through Thief River Falls with 4 boxes of goodies for us, so hopefully he gets back here soon. And Bridgette Readel, Ag Director, is joining me as well. Bridgette, how's your day going?
It's pretty good, Justin, but I gotta ask, if Dean was going from Minneapolis through Thief River Falls to get back to Fargo, our next gift for him will be a road map.
I meant Fergus Falls.
Thank you,
on
because
that,
I
though.
thought for a moment there, listeners were going to wonder if any of us have a sense of direction at this point.
No, you want to know how much of a sense of a direction I have? So I realized I had one of my buttons that wasn't done all the way on my shirt, and you can't see because you're not on video today. But for those watching, I got my cord to my headset buttoned in between my shirt, so I got this cord stuck here. I don't know. It's awkward. So that's my sense of direction, Bridgette.
I'm hoping somebody is taking care of you over there, because otherwise, if you've already buttoned your mic into your shirt, your day is probably not going to go as well as you might want it to. I'm just saying. Yeah,
we'll see if we can fix it later on. But that's how the day's going. It's it's a Monday for sure. Bridgette, where are you located at? I hear some semis flying by.
I am out by Jamestown today, and I would tell you right now, we've had a few little showers passing in the area. Uh-huh. Is that going to be normal for the rest of the day? How about for the week?
Yeah, for most of the day, we'll probably see this sticking around for a few more hours, and then we'll generally be trending drier into this evening. We'll get an increase of sunshine. That's not to say it's going to go full sunshine for everybody, but the general theme will be leading into partly cloudy conditions by this evening. Temperatures right now, as I mentioned earlier, 63 degrees, north wind at 10 miles an hour. So not necessarily windy, but a subtle breeze going on, and we'll hang on to that wind about 5 to 10 miles an hour and around a few of these showers out there, which are mainly, say, from just north of Allendale and Ashley, stretching through Jamestown, Valley City, up through Harvey, New Rockford, Devil's Lake, as well as Binford and Cooperstown. It's not too bad out there. So we'll just watch for those scattered showers to persist, and then we'll go partly sunny or partly cloudy, and we'll get high temperatures back in the mid to upper 60s. So we'll bounce back up a few more degrees today. And as for tonight, we're back in the mid 40s. A cool start to your Tuesday morning. Some areas of patchy and dense fog are going to be possible around the area. So if you do any commuting, say mainly around the Devil's Lake Basin, down to Fargo, up to the Canadian border, so kind of that little triangulated area there in the central and northern valley, there will likely be areas of dense fog, so just keep that in mind. I could see visibility dipping down Yeah, under a mile, half mile. So just something to kind of an inconvenience. So if you're on the interstates, keep that in mind tomorrow morning. But that'll burn off relatively quickly. I'd say probably by about 10 o'clock, most of all that will be burnt away. And we'll get temperatures back in the upper 60s for Tuesday afternoon. Lots of sunshine. If you're going out to Big Iron, it's going to be a good day. And Bridgette, we're heading out there Tuesday, and we're staying the night until Thursday, aren't we?
I hope you packed your sleeping bag because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on for you and I. Would you like me to start running down the schedule, so to speak?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun out there. What do we all got planned over the next couple of days? Maybe not everything, but what are kind of some of the bigger things we're going to be doing out there?
Well, you were gone for a few days, so here's a couple of things for you to bear in mind.
Almost
One
a week.
is that I know. Now, first of all, tomorrow on our show, we have folks from North Star Ag. Additionally, we are going to have Quick Dick McDick, one of our former guests and fun farmer from Saskatchewan. He is going to be at Big Iron because he is joining some other folks, but it's going to be great to have him with us as well while we're on air tomorrow afternoon. Then on Wednesday, not only are we broadcasting live from 1 to 2 o'clock in the Morton building, that's our home away from home, you might say. Additionally, we will have the guys from Tillage Tuesday. Jason and Larry will be joining us during our show so we can talk about tillage and all the fun things that go right along with that. Then on Thursday, back in the Morton building from 1 to 2. Now, let's not forget, Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, Rodney Adkins takes the stage for Big Iron. This will be one of the first times they've ever had a concert for folks who are attending the show. That will be great fun. Additionally, you'll also see a trade show. You're going to catch up with all sorts of folks as you're doing your networking, visiting foods. You'll have the opportunity to see some on-hand demonstrations. So block out some time. Big Iron's got a lot going on.
Yeah, sure sounds like it. We're going to be staying plenty busy with all the regular day work stuff, the fun activities going on there. We're going to be checking out a lot of the booths and exhibits out there. And hey, are the Fendt guys setting up the tractors in our building again like last year? Are we going to be next to that big green tractor?
We're going to have to go on a look for it. This year we'll be with Morton Building versus where we were at last year, but that doesn't mean I can't still take you to show off the Fendt combine, that was actually a Claus combine. Then there were Fendt tractors as well as the Fendt sprayer. That air ride cab was very cool. So that if you need a high clearance sprayer, it had a hydraulic lift that would move you right on up, gave you another probably 8 or 9 inches on that sprayer, if I remember right.
Yeah, I was just chatting with the Fendt guys the other day and told them we're going to be there Tuesday through Thursday, and they kindly gave us a tractor to sleep in. So we got somewhere to sleep while we're out there at Big Iron.
I was just going to ask you, if you're hanging out with the Fendt guys, you just stopping over at Butler regularly for coffee these days, or just making it a part of your afternoon? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, we go way back, like last year at Big Iron, way back.
Yeah,
2 conversations turned into a tractor R&B.
Oh, that's perfect. I like the way that's going. Good for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, why don't we run down the rest of the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday, let everyone know what they can expect if they're heading out to Big Iron, because a lot of it is outdoors, not to say all of it is, but Thursday is the only day that might throw a little bit of a curveball in there. I got a 20 to 30% chance for scattered showers on Thursday right now. So again, that means approximately 20 to 30% of our area will see those scattered showers. We'll just have to give it another day or two to exactly pinpoint where those are going to be lined up. But I do anticipate some showers to develop on Thursday afternoon. But let's go back a day and touch on Wednesday. We already hit Tuesday. It's going to be beautiful. Upper 60s near 70. Wednesday, lower 70s. A little breezy, but not too bad. Lots of sunshine, south-southeast winds. About 10 to 20, and those wind gusts will pick up towards the end of the day, gusting to about 30 miles an hour through your Wednesday night. Now, on Thursday, we're in the mid to upper 70s. And again, there will be some scattered showers that I anticipate developing throughout the afternoon and evening. So something we'll keep an eye on. Outside of that chance for showers, it's going to be partly cloudy to partly sunny on your Thursday afternoon with a southwest wind about 10 to 20, possibly gusting to about 25 miles an hour. So just a typical breeze, I would say, within the Red River Valley. And the rest of the week, not too bad. We'll be in the 70s on Friday, low 70s on Saturday, low 70s on Sunday. And I see 70s sticking around over the next 10 to 14 days. Not to say that there aren't a couple of days in there where we could poke into the lower 80s, I'm leaving it in the 70s for right now. So lots of nice weather, just 2 chances for rain that I see right now. I might increase the chance on Friday, but that would be just an isolated spotty shower could be possible to develop. But really right now it's today and Thursday for our best chances for any scattered showers around the area, Bridgette.
Okay, should people be bringing umbrellas to Big Iron?
I would say check back tomorrow, and I'll let you know if you should pack an umbrella for Thursday. Right now, I would want to lean no, but again, just being 3 days out to precisely determine where these scattered showers are going to line up is just a little bit on the difficult side, and I'd rather just wait until, I mean, you could bring it just to be safe, but there's a chance you might not need those umbrellas at all on Thursday. We'll just leave it as a maybe for right now, and we'll check back again tomorrow.
Now, one thing that we should actually check back on is what's going on with the LRC, because we're getting closer to harvest. These spotty rain shower days, are they going to continue?
Well, let's just pull up that calendar. And if you haven't had a chance to look at that calendar, we're running into our last month of the LRC, meaning that the LRC pattern that sets up is going to fade away through September and a new one is going to develop in that first to second week of August. And then it'll take about 35 to 65 days typically for that pattern to reset. And once we're able to identify when that pattern resets, we again forecast or are able to forecast through the rest of the year ahead. And just taking a look at our September calendar, we have, what is today, the 11th, and we have the 11th circled for a possible rain chance. We're getting rain today throughout eastern North Dakota. Not necessarily a lot of rain, but there are showers and some thunder showers out there. Our next chance on our calendar is the 14th and 15th. That lines up with our chance for showers Thursday. After that, the 18th is circled. Right now, I'm not seeing any promising signs for rain, but something we'll keep an eye on. And in the last week of September, I have 2 more chances for some scattered showers around the area. So something we'll keep an eye on. For the most part, the amount of rain is definitely not favorable, but most of these days that we've had circled from April all the way into September now are lining up on the days where we're seeing our chances for rain. It's just unfortunate that it's not delivering heavier amounts of rainfall and maybe you could say wider spread rainfall. But the upper level waves are tracking in right as we expect them to. They're just not producing quite as much as we were anticipating them to. So let's hope for a wet fall so that way we can continue to rebuild subsoil moisture, and an active winter so that way we have enough snow to slowly melt off in the spring to give everyone a good start for spring planting. Bridgette, I was wondering before we head to break here, I was wondering what is these chances for rain today and Thursday for the most part, quarter inch or less? Is this putting a hindrance on anyone's harvest? I know we're trying to dry down soybeans and corn, and the soybeans definitely a little bit more absorbent to picking moisture back up. But is this really hindering a lot of people out there, or is it just kind of a wait an extra day until it dries out again?
There's going to be a lot of waiting, just an extra day till it dries out again. Really, that's what folks got to do right now, is just have a little bit of patience. Sounds like we'll be back at it before too long.
Yeah, I would suggest probably Tuesday, if not Wednesday, folks will be back out there. We'll run over rainfall amounts that we've seen so far coming up at the end of our show, as well as another check on the forecast. We got to get caught up with the American Ag Network. When we come back, our guest, Erika Berg, NDSU Bison Strides, we'll be talking all about that. So if you want to join in on the conversation, ask some questions, feel free to dial up the Red Wing Shoes phone line during the break here. We'll get you all queued up. We can take you in right when we get into the next segment. That phone number is 701-293-9000. Again, emails, weather or ag at flagfamily.com, and live comment boxes on Facebook and YouTube Live. Stay tuned. Weather and Ag in Focus. We'll be right back.
Livestock is mostly higher this afternoon. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Risvet with this market update. The live cattle complex is continuing to trade higher today. The question going forward here is, will traders push the spot October contract above resistance before the day's end? Traders have been religious about supporting the futures complex over the last week and seem to be committing to pushing prices past resistance as the cash cattle market lends support and as traders believe in the market's long-term bullish trajectory. With tomorrow set to unleash another WDAY report, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see traders keep the complex steady through today's close and then advance the market tomorrow if the report is encouraging or when cash cattle begin to trade later this week. Last week, northern dress cattle traded on Thursday for 286 to 292, but mostly at 290, which is steady with the previous week's weighted average. Now, it wasn't until Friday that the southern plains traded cattle, and most sales were marked at 180, which is roughly $1 to $2 higher than the previous week's average. Last week's negotiated cash cattle trade totaled 56,819 head. Of that, 78% were committed for the nearby delivery, while the remaining 22% are committed for the deferred delivery. Box beef prices are lower, choice down 270 and select down 76 with a movement of 79 loads. Their feeder cattle are yet again rallying to new contract highs as the market wastes no time in advancing the contracts amid steady corn prices and a supportive live cattle market as well. We'll get a look at the livestock numbers. This is the American Ag Network.
In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you, your family, and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of a United States veteran. Call 800-209-6416 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-6416. 800-209-6416. That's 800-209-6416.
Let's get a look at the livestock numbers. Live cattle October up a buck at 184.22. December up 95 at 188.37. February up 110 at 192.80. And the April live cattle, they're up 102 at 196.40. Feeders September up 42 at 255.77. October up 205 at 261.20. Lean hogs October up 122 at 82.75. December up 50 at 74.95. And the February lean hogs, they're up 42 at 78.97. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Ristvet.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thank you for joining us and being here today. This is a fabulous opportunity for you to get just a little bit of education on everything from our sponsors, folks like Ellingson Drainage. They do a wonderful job for us as part of our Here We Grow sponsorship. Thank you so kindly for being in this project where we are custom farming 20 acres of soybeans. Dustin Storm, meteorologist extraordinaire, who's my co-host today, well, he's still shooting for 65 bushels. And Dustin, are you still feeling comfortable about that, or where are you at on your bushels right now?
I thought it was 60 or 65 bushels.
Didn't I say 65?
I'm okay with 55 too.
Oh no, you're at 65. You're on the high end.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. We want top of the barrel.
And we planted Peterson Farm seed, so the chances are extremely high that we're going to hit a top end yield. Peterson is a regional farm seed, a regional seed seller to the farm. They have corn, soybeans, and many other things for you. Please make sure to talk to Peterson's Farm Seed at Big Iron this week. They would love to visit with you about your seed needs. And our guest today, Erika Berg. Erika is with Bison Strides. And Erika, thank you so kindly for joining us today from the NDSU campus.
Oh, thanks you guys for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, Erika, give us a little background, what you do at NDSU, and then let's talk about what the Bison Strides program really is.
Sure. So I am an associate professor of animal science, and I've been at NDSU just about 16 years now. Bison Strides is an equine assisted services program out of the Department of Animal Science where I'm housed at. And we partner people with disabilities and horses to build strength, resiliency, and independence. Bison Strides is unique because it really reflects the land grant ideals of NDSU through teaching, research, and outreach.
All right. So where do we begin? How did this program originate on campus?
Yeah, so I could talk about this all day, so you guys will have to tell me when it's like high time to zip it up. So Bison Strides, as I mentioned, started in 2017. And with the teaching component here at NDSU, we have an equine assisted services minor. And so what that means is that students who are undergraduates are able to complete this minor, and that gives them teaching experience. So kind of like student teachers do when they're going into the schools, they have an opportunity to do their student teaching hours in our classes that we have that serve individuals with disabilities. And we also have recently started partnering with the counseling students, master students in counseling, who are coming out to get some experience with one of our programs. And I'll talk about all the programs that we offer in just a moment. And then we also have service learning opportunities for students, undergraduate and graduate students, to have an opportunity to kind of to give back and then reflect on what they are contributing to the program. And so the 4 programs that we currently offer, our flagship program is our adapted horsemanship program. And what this is a group horseback riding class. And we have up to 4 participants. The minimum age for participation is 5 years. And we don't have an upper range of age for that program. We also partner with Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, and they offer physical and occupational therapy that incorporates the movement of the horse. A third program is an equine assisted learning program, and that is for youth age 7 to 17 years old. And we work on some social emotional learning skills with the horses with that. And then finally, we have a veterans horsemanship program. And this is a primarily ground-based program, so meaning that folks aren't riding generally for this program, but we have the veterans working with the horses, and they're learning some self-awareness and some confidence and lots of skills that they can hopefully take outside the arena into their everyday.
So with all of the programs that you're doing, I don't know if there's a way to quantify this question, Erika, but what's your biggest? Is that actually a good call, or is it they're all growing? How do we even talk about that?
Yeah, so we're at the NDSU Equine Centers where we do our programming, and we're a little bit limited right now by access to the arena. And so what I mean by that is that we have a lot going on at the Equine Center, which is fantastic. So we do about 9 hours a week of programming. We have 5 6-week sessions throughout the year that go from September through the end of June. And so again, we have 9 weeks essentially of programming during the year. And so those are divided up into those 4 programs. The adapted horsemanship is our biggest program currently, or we offer the most, have the most hours. So that's 4 hours a week. And then our equine assisted learning is 1 to 2, our veterans 1 to 2. And then we have 3 hours of programming with Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services. And we've included, or I guess expanded, you could say, a little bit to offer some programs that are geared for community volunteer opportunities for adults with disabilities. So we've last spring, I guess, we started working with Transition Academy, which is out of West Fargo. And so what Transition Academy is for students who are in special education in their grade school, high school years, from the ages of 18 to 21 are able to still participate in school at Transition Academy. And so they've been coming out to the Equine Center to help us with some equine care and management type activities. They're helping with grooming the horses, some feeding, some stall cleaning. And so understanding and having an opportunity for these individuals to give back, to their community in a volunteer capacity, which has been really fantastic. We also have an adults program, which is similar to that. And then we have 2 miniature horses named Tony and Spark. And we actually just acquired 2 more little minis named Zipper and Buttons, but they are our little community ambassadors. And so we're able to do some community programming. And what that looks like is we have a partnership with Explorer Academy, which is a K-8 special education school in the Fargo Public School District. And we've recently done some programming with them where the minis have visited the school. They've probably gone 4 or 5 times to the school, and they're a huge hit. And we've done some literacy and some handwriting. So the kids have written letters back and forth to the horses. And that was a 6-week program. And then they came out to the barn for a field trip. And for some of those kiddos, that was the first field trip that they've ever been on in their life. And so that was a really cool thing, a huge deal. There was 100% participation in writing to the horses. And again, that's a huge deal because many of these kids have trouble writing because it's hard, right? It's hard to hold a pen or a pencil. And then if you struggle with some literacy or some language skills, it's just not a fun activity to do. But all of the students wrote to the horses. And so that was a huge, huge deal. Very exciting. And then we also, this August, launched a horse-powered reading camp, and that was for kiddos in kindergarten through, I think we had 6th graders come out to the barn, and we worked on some, again, a little social emotional learning and some reading skills. And so that's a program that we're looking to expand as well.
Well, that's all sounding really great. And we got to hit bottom of the hour news, Erika. But when we come back, I just want to tease a question, because this program, you said it started in 2017, correct?
Yep.
So it's kind of relatively new. This is your 6th year, if I'm doing my math right, and more times than not, I'm not doing it right. But when we come back, I want to know what has been going on over these past 6 years. What did it look like when it started, and how has the involvement been over these last 6 years? If you're continuing to see a steady increase in involvement, it's getting bigger and bigger, and then what some of the challenges have been with being something kind of relatively new that you've had to overcome. So we'll get all that answered, and as well your questions, if you have any, if you want to give us a call, get all queued up during news. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. Again, the email inbox, we've had a couple emails come in. That's weather or ag at flagfamily.com, and we can get those questions answered. So stay tuned. We'll do all of that and so much more when Weather and Ag in Focus returns.
Janae here, and make sure you join Ronnie and I at Big Iron September 12th, 13th, and 14th from 8:30 to 11 a.m. The Coffee Club will be broadcasting live from the Brentco building. Stop by and say hi. Chat with the Brentco team about their full line of Kodiak floor scrubbers and Karcher heated pressure washers. Ask them how you can save big during Big Iron. Join Ronnie Lee and myself live from the Brentco building 8:30 to 11, September 12th, 13th, and 14th. Trust me, it's going to be a great time.
Downtown Fargo is growing. A bustling business center, thriving food scene, a coffee shop for every day of the week, historic buildings including one truly iconic theater, and one-of-a-kind small businesses. Downtown Fargo has it all, and there's even more to come. Whatever you need space for in downtown Fargo, Kilborn Group can help. We have office, retail, and living space of all sizes with multiple buildings for lease or sale. Call 701-638-0100 or visit kilborngroup.com to explore new spaces in downtown Fargo.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum has signed an executive order establishing the task force for teacher retention and recruitment. Districts across the state have been struggling to hire enough teachers and retain existing ones. The task force will look into various areas and issues within the state education system that could be improved. A Fargo man is injured after a motorcycle rollover southwest of Kindred. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says Tony Christensen was traveling westbound on his bike when he entered the south ditch of Highway 32 and was ejected. Christensen was treated on scene for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Christensen was later arrested and charged for DUI. A state agency in Minnesota is warning job seekers about a breach that may have exposed their personal data. The Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development says an unauthorized person viewed information on resumes submitted to the website minnesotaworks.net. The information viewed by this person included email addresses, physical addresses, and phone numbers. And 4 people in Minnesota are pleading guilty for their role in the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. The 4 admitted to participating in the scheme that misused millions of dollars in federal child nutrition funds. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
Don't start harvest off with sore feet. Stop in and purchase a pair of Red Wing boots. Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. If you're planning on coming to Fargo for Big Iron, make sure to put Red Wing shoes and custom insoles on the top of your list. Nothing's worse than sore feet during harvest. Stop in and check out our vast selection of styles and colors. You'll be surprised. 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing shoes for ultimate durability.
Attention all growers and ag retailers. Tired of losing the war against wild oats? It's time to bring in the big guns. Avedex and Fargo herbicides from Gowan USA. These Group 15 herbicides are your ticket to controlling Group 1 and Group 2 resistant wild oats and suppressing brome and ryegrass. Don't let these weeds invade your field. Take charge. Contact your local ag retailer today and get your hands on Avedex and Fargo. Go. A Always read and follow label directions from Gowan USA.
Oil and natural gas create opportunities for North Dakota. In fact, nearly 50,000 North Dakotans have good-paying jobs thanks to the oil and natural gas industry. Real people finding prosperity in their careers and bringing it home for their families and communities. It's one of the many ways oil and natural gas are making life better in North Dakota for generations. North Dakota's oil and natural gas, advancing the possibilities.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Dustin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. It's 1:35 on this afternoon. A quick check on the currents outside. Looking at 62 degrees here in Fargo. North winds at 10 miles an hour. Still dealing with a few scattered showers around the area, mainly just west of the valley, but a little cluster just pushing out of Fargo right now, heading towards Barnesville as well as Pelican Rapids, and they're dissipating as they track more southeasterly. Temperatures up and down the valley, low to mid 60s, a few 70s in the far southern valley. We're rejoining our conversation now with Erika Berg from NDSU. And Erika, before we went to break, with being a newer program starting in 2017, this being your 6th year now, how have things changed over these 6 years? What's the involvement been like? Has that been a constant growth for you guys? And what have been some of the bigger challenges that you've faced that you guys have overcome?
Okay, sure. So when we first started the program in 2017, we just had one program, and that was our adapted horsemanship class, which is teaching horseback riding skills to individuals with disabilities. And so we maybe just need to adapt the tack or the equipment or the instruction style and support that folks need to be able to participate. And then from there, we added our Beyond Boundaries partnership, who offers, again, physical occupational therapy. I think the next program that we added was our Veterans Horsemanship program. Then finally, the equine assisted learning. And then these community partnerships that I was speaking about before the break, where we partnered with West Fargo Transitions Academy and the adult volunteer program. Those we just added this year. And then the horse-powered reading, again, was just summer. So we are seeing what I would say as a steady growth and interest. One of the challenges, I guess, that we've had is sometimes getting the word out. And so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword because, again, we are so limited on the number of hours that we're able to provide services simply because of everything that's happening at the Equine Center, which is great. And so we typically serve between 20 and 30 individuals per session. Our summer session is a little bit bigger because we're able to do more because there's not many classes happening in the summertime during our May and June session. And so in the May and June sessions, we have up to 50 participants in the various programs. And so what I would say, again, is just that steady growth has been really great, an increasing interest and desire for mental health services, so actual psychotherapy. So we're investigating some ways that we can partner with some folks in town who currently do some psychotherapy with animals and developing a partnership there so we can provide mental health services, incorporating equine, because we're just seeing that as a real growing need in our community and really nationally.
Awesome. And I got a couple email questions here for you, Erika. And one of them is, what is the next step? What's the next goal with the program?
So our next goal with the program would be to have a dedicated facility just for providing equine assisted services to the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding communities. That would really allow us to expand what we're doing, to increase the number of hours that we're able to provide services, up to 40, 50 hours a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m., depending, on people's schedules. But there's definitely, I think, opportunity for tremendous growth. And if we had a dedicated space just for this type of work, and potentially even including some canine or some dog as animal assisted therapy, I think the growth potential is tremendous to help a lot of people. Right.
And the other one, what's been your favorite moment in these past few years with the program?
Oh my goodness. So that's a really tough question because we see lots of really amazing, incredible things that happen at the Equine Center. We see a lot, especially with our Beyond Boundaries programming with the kiddos. So most of the participants who are doing PTOT or physical occupational therapy with Beyond Boundaries are little kiddos. And so these are kids as young as 2 years of age up to typically between maybe 6 and 10. And when you've got kiddos that are that young, I think people who have children, who are familiar with kids, know that the growth, like if you think of how a baby is when they're born to even when they're 1 year of age, and the tremendous growth that happens then, and it just sort of is exponential and explosive in those young kiddos. And so the kids that we see at Bison Strides and Beyond Boundaries oftentimes will have some gross motor delays, some cognitive functioning delays. And so one of the biggest things that we see is physical improvements. And so particularly with kiddos who maybe aren't walking yet or having trouble doing stairs, who are having trouble with their balance and their core stability, when you put a person on the back of a horse and the horse walks, it moves that person's pelvis as if they were walking on their own 2 feet. And so if we have a kiddo whose neuromuscular system is intact, right, there's no spinal cord injury, there's no paralysis of any kind there, when that person is on the back, the human body gets that input of the pelvic rotation to the muscle to the brain, to the muscle to the brain, and back again. And it can kind of jumpstart the body. So we've had kids that weren't walking that are walking now. We've had kiddos that were not able to climb stairs that are climbing stairs. We have kiddos that can just last longer throughout the day because of the strength that they build on the back of a horse. And so it's incredible. And the best are the parent stories when we have interviews with parents in the past, just the things that they notice in their kiddo in their everyday life that makes a real difference for them and their family. Just like thinking about your kid being able to do stairs and they couldn't do stairs before, that's a huge deal. So it's just really incredible. First words that we hear. And then with some of our adults, just having them be able to control what's happening in their day. Because many of the adults that we have, if they're living, say in a group home, for instance, they don't always have autonomy over their own schedule, especially if you're working, with multiple folks. Same as kids. They don't get to say if they want to go to school or they don't want to go to school, if they want to go to gym class or they don't. And so when folks are at the barn and they're riding, they have some control over that. They can decide if they want to participate in exercises. Maybe they can ask the horse to walk on and it listens. They can ask the horse to stop and it stops. And so when you have a 1,200-pound animal that listens to you when you ask it to do something, that's a really powerful experience for people, and it boosts confidence and just even builds empathy and compassion for the horse and then for others. It's really, really cool stuff. So
that is super cool.
Oh, that is wild. And so Erika, that kind of leads me to the question when you mentioned almost like a mentorship that students can come out and take care of those horses as well. Do you feel that tell us a little bit about that, because anytime you have the responsibility for an animal, I think that's a huge step for so many people. Any positives that you see coming out of that as well?
Yeah, well, we did an interview with a mom and her daughter a few weeks ago, I guess now, but it was really cool to hear the mom of one of our participants. So her daughter also rides in the program, but now her daughter's able to come and give back, right? Like she is able to help take care of the horses who are providing her with this therapy and this service for 6 years. And so that is really powerful for her daughter as well, right? She's able to give back. So it's not just getting services and being on that giving or the receiving end of it. Now she's able to give back, thank the horses, help us with chores and all the things that, we have to do to take care of the horses every day. And we've also done some programming like that with the veterans. And we had one woman say, excuse me, she said, I know I have to get out of bed on Tuesday because if I don't get out of bed, Blondie doesn't eat. And so that is huge, I think, right? So if it's helping people to get out of bed in the morning and start their day and understand that this animal is relying on you to show up, and if they don't, someone else is going to have to pick that up, or they might, they wouldn't not get fed. But I mean, if that's what they're thinking, right? If that's allowing them and enabling them to get out of bed to start their day, that's another really huge deal.
That's a massive motivator right there, and which can make such a difference, just as you stated, for a number of people. Oh, Erika, as you think about folks who might want to know more, you mentioned doing some therapy with Beyond Boundaries, et cetera. What are some of the steps people should take in order to become involved with Bison Strides at NDSU?
Sure. So they can visit our website, probably would be the easiest thing, and that's just bisonstrides.org. And there's contact information on for me on there, as well as for Beyond Boundaries and the different programs that we have. We always welcome volunteers. That's another thing I should mention, is that we would not be able to provide these services if we didn't have community and student volunteers. So for some individuals to be able to participate, it takes up to 3 people. So we sometimes will need a horse handler plus 2 sidewalkers to help keep folks safe. And so it's really important, and we're just indebted for our volunteers that we have in the community and at NDSU and MSUM and Concordia, who show up without fail and help us to provide these services and take care of our horses.
So that is an awesome opportunity. And do you foresee that your need is going to grow? So we want to make sure to continue to push forward for more volunteers as soon as possible. I mean, I think it's a growing project.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's always, and even if your time doesn't align with when we're in the arena doing, sessions or lessons, there's always behind the scenes stuff to do. So if you don't mind cleaning stalls and doing tack and taking pictures or whatever, there's always a need for, for things that have to get done. So we appreciate any and all help that we can get.
So Erika Berg, thank you so kindly. You've been a fabulous guest. For people to reach out to you for more information, one more time, how would you like them to do that?
Yeah, they can do that at bisonstrides.org, and there's a contact on there for getting in touch with us, and either I or our program assistant, Jessie Moe, will get back to you. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so very kindly.
Yeah,
really appreciate
thank you,
it.
Erika.
Well, folks,
thank you guys.
We know we've got one more check of the weather to come up, but first of all, we've got to hit up the news and so forth. And when we do that, Justin and I'll come back to wrap up with weather, our outlook for Big Iron this week, and any other things that might be on the top of our minds. Stay tuned.
Discover Kinder Care. Kinder Care is assisted living homes located in West Fargo, offering adult daycare services, companion care, and assisted living. All the services you need available at Kinder Care, plus home-cooked meals, 24-hour security, personal care, and more, all in a cozy family environment located on 3 acres of land in a scenic, quiet country setting in West Fargo. KinderCareFargo.com or call 701-261-3246.
I'm Jimmy Uland, and I farm close to Prosper, North Dakota. I've been with Ellingson for about a little over a year. Their engineering department seems superior to others. They seem to think the way I do, where I'd like it to drain, and whereas other companies sometimes drain it what's easiest or whatever, whereas Ellingson seems to do what's best for the field. Sometimes Ellingson's been a little higher, but I'll hire them just because of my confidence in their engineering department. They've been real good to work with, and when they tell you something, they carry through with it. So.
That was Jim Uland with his views on Ellingson drainage.
Pucklet Chevrolet GMC believes you deserve a reliable pre-owned vehicle that fits your needs and budget. Car Bravo at Pucklet Chevrolet GMC gives you an expansive inventory of Car Bravo certified GM and non-GM used vehicles. Confidence and peace of mind come standard, as every Car Bravo certified vehicle includes a 126-point inspection and a 6-month or 6,000-mile warranty. Choice, confidence, peace of mind. Feel the used euphoria at PuckletValleyCity.com, North Dakota's Car Bravo headquarters.
Westfest is back, and you can enjoy all the fun this annual event brings to West Fargo with Cruise Night, the co-ed softball tourney, Craft and Vendor Show, the Grand Parade along with family fun in the park, and the street dance on Saturday the 16th, sponsored by Sandy's Donuts. Westfest brings tons of excitement to West Fargo, and they want the whole region to enjoy it. Find out all the details and times online at westfargoevents.com and make Westfest in West Fargo one of your fall traditions. More online at westfargoevents.com. westfargoevents.com.
The team at North Star Ag invites you to see them at Big Iron September 12th through the 14th. North Star Ag is North Dakota's largest and most trusted shortline machinery dealer with parts, service, and a huge inventory. Stop by booths 416 through 419 to visit with their team of experts and see the latest equipment from Meridian, Salford Valmar, Thunder Creek, and many more. If you can't make it to the show, visit them in Tower City or online at northstar-ag.com. North Star Ag. They'll see you at Big Iron.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Hey y'all, my name is Sierra, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Spicy Chicken Biscuit is that it has the perfect amount of spice to jumpstart my day. Whoever thought of it, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Robert, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A Spicy Chicken Biscuit is the biscuit. It reminds me of my grandma's homemade biscuit. It's always buttery and savory. Then you add the spices, instant classic.
Order the Spicy Chicken Biscuit on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. It's 1:50 on this Monday afternoon. We got another check on the forecast coming up here in just a little bit, but we're going to go over some ag topics here in our last segment before we do the weather. And if you want to be a part of the conversation we'll have, or if you want to ask a question on any of these topics, give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. We'll get you connected to the studio. We'll get you all queued up. But Bridgette, why don't we hit one? We already touched on what we're going to be doing at Big Iron, but let's talk about cutting fences on farm occupational therapy.
Well, Justin, do you recall that we had a guest, and she was the whole start of the cuttingfences.org, and that would be a young woman from Geraldine, Montana. Her name is Erika Joyce, and she brought forward an idea as a physical therapist that far too many folks don't understand. When you're working with the medical team, they might not always understand what farm life is like. And so what Kendra has helped to do is to help provide some of that training to folks. She works especially on a power unit that's a little different than a regular wheelchair. It actually will get you to stand up so you can continue to do things like sort cattle, mow your lawn, and have a lot more mobility than you would if you were just in a wheelchair. Cuttingfences.org really focuses on farm families and ranchers who are coming back from debilitating illnesses, whether this could be paralysis from major accidents, stroke, and more. One of my favorite stories that she told us, Justin, when she was on air was about a woman from Montana who went to Craig Hospital in Denver as she was recuperating from a stroke. And while she was doing that, they were helping her learn to drive again from her stroke. But she kept slamming her left foot into the floor when they were trying to teach her to drive. And finally, somebody looked around and said, "Are all your vehicles a clutch?" She said yes. So those are just the little things that can help make it all better in the world of occupational therapy.
Yeah, that's super cool. And why don't we hit up, let's talk a little bit about how Brazil poses to out the U.S. as top corn exporter.
Well, for many years,
you got any of that information on deck?
Absolutely. For many years, the U.S. has been on top of the pile when it comes to corn exports, but Brazil is looking to have a good crop, and they are looking to pull ahead of us in that situation. And there's a number of reasons for that. Their new export capacity has really helped grain ship from Brazil's northern ports to compete logistically with U.S. farmers shipping to China. That's just one idea. Corn exports through Brazil's northern ports also use the waterways of the Amazon River Basin to ship globally, and they are on track to beat their volume via the most traditional port currently for the third year running. They have a new supply deal with China last year, suggesting that Brazil may be opening a longer era of supremacy on U.S. corn exports than they have in the past. And with some of those new and major investments that are going on in ports and as well as in country, it's going to ease some choke points that have really constricted them logistically. Things are moving along quickly and more so than people may have thought. So it hasn't happened yet, But if Brazil continues to have solid weather conditions for a good corn crop, you're going to see that continue to increase on a very regular basis.
So I got a question on this one, Bridgette. What does this mean for producers and people here in the United States? Them being potentially a top corn exporter, beating out the United States. Is it kind of like a, hey, good job, you get the title? Because we're still going to be exporting the same amount, aren't we? Is it just they're producing more than we are? So what does that mean for people here?
We may see some of our production fall because if we don't have the price to support it, we wouldn't be producing as much. Now, domestically, will we find a new use for that corn? We'd like to. We're seeing continued increases in ethanol. Just in August alone, California saw more renewable fuel cells than they ever have. In fact, it's starting to get to a point where it's balancing out with traditional petroleum fuels. So you're seeing a change and shift in the marketplace of consumers of what they want to buy that might be more sustainably based, especially when it comes to corn. Because remember, a lot of U.S. field corn some of it's going to food production. A lot more goes to ethanol and livestock feed, but we do have some yet for food production. That is one thing that we will protect very closely because our food production and overall food security is vital to national security. And as our government officials like FBI and so forth even keep an eye on that for us.
I see. Right on. And I know we got to check on the forecast to do, but we have about 3 minutes of our show left. Is that enough time to either hit changes in fertilizers or WOTUS? Or do you want to hang on to those for another day?
Let's talk just a little bit about fertilizer. And I want you to think about how far we've come. In the years past, when fertilizer first hit the markets, we're talking about stuff like bat and bird guano. Nobody said that was a good idea, but it worked. And now changes have been made for more synthetic fertilizers that we're refining. Additionally, when you look at fertilizer, think about the fact that we're now using more biological fertilizers, things that are naturally occurring. In the instance of sulfur as a micronutrient, we've seen an increase in sulfur use in our fertilizer blends, particularly in corn and even soybeans. See, prior to the Clean Air Act of the 1970s, most plants just took the sulfur out of the air. Now we've cleaned up the air. Now we have to supplement those plants with more sulfur. There's something that's a fun fact for today, isn't it?
It sure is. And why don't we run down the forecast here, Bridgette? Because I'm sure you and a lot of other people want to know what it's going to be like if you have any plans outdoor this week or if you're planning on heading out to Big Iron Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, right?
Well, and how many layers should I pack?
It's always how many layers should I pack? If you're me, you don't need to pack anything. But if you're a little sensitive to some cooler temperatures in the 70s and 60s, you might want to pack a jacket. I'm going to run down rain amounts really quick. Here within Cass County, most areas seeing 500ths or less of an inch of rain. With an exception for Prosper, which just so happens to be where our soybean field is located at, picking up about 0.11 inches of rainfall. And up in the Northern Valley, a little bit higher amounts, anywhere from about a tenth to a few localized areas around a half inch of rain. But we're still seeing some scattered showers on radar, mainly west of Fargo right now, and they'll stay there. But they're slowly inching closer back into the Southern Valley as we head into this afternoon. So we'll hang on to a chance for some scattered rain showers for the rest of the day, just generally trending drier as we head towards this late afternoon and evening. We're looking at temperatures in the low 60s. We'll bounce back to the mid and upper 60s. There are a few low 70s down by Wapaton where there are no rain showers. Northerly winds are light, about 10 miles an hour. We'll see a few gusts to 20 before wind goes fairly light through the rest of tonight. It'll be partly cloudy. An isolated shower remains possible with temperatures in the mid 40s, but the bigger story would just be areas of fog and some dense fog around the area into Tuesday morning. But that burns off, revealing a sunny day on Tuesday. Temps in the upper 60s near 70. Northeast winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, beautiful day. A little breezier, gusts to 20-25 miles an hour. It'll be partly cloudy, temps in the low 70s. And as for Thursday, we do introduce another slight chance for some scattered showers with temps in the mid to upper 70s. And we'll take our look at that tomorrow on exactly where it's likely for those showers to develop on your Thursday afternoon. But that'll do it for Weather and Ag in Focus today. Thank you very much for joining us and participating in the email inbox. We'll be back tomorrow 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Jay Thomas Show is next.
We've got Brian in studio from Collins and Cronk Raymond James.
Brian, I was visiting with